So a police officer comes to me and says, son, you know what you're doing? He said, no, sir. He says, you're driving recklessly. I'm like, how am I driving recklessly? I'm within the speed limit. You know, I wasn't swerving or nothing. He said, one, turn around and look at your car. So I turned around and looked at my car. The lights weren't on. That's why I couldn't see the lines in the middle of the road. I'm driving without the lights on. That's how tore up I am. So then he starts talking to me, and he says, son, I smell liquor on you. He said, have you been drinking? I told him, yes, sir, I've been drinking. He said, so if I was to look in that car, would I find alcohol? I said, yes, you find some remnants of alcohol in there. You find some open bottles. Then he said, wow, you smell like drugs. Have you been smoking? I'm honest. I tell him yes. He said, so if I was to check that car, would I find drugs in that car? I told him yes. So he says, son, why are you going home? I told him, well, I'm in college and I got to go to study for a test tomorrow. So I really needed to get home. So he looks in the car and he sees my two cousins. He asks, are they in college too? And I said, no, they're not in college. He said, son, I'm gonna give you a piece of advice. Now this is like the old hick officer that comes out who looks like he doesn't like black people. You know, he looks like one of them old 1960 type police officers you see in those old movies that beat up black people. You know, this is how he looks, so I'm scared. I'm thinking, man, this guy's really gonna lock me up. You know, he's probably racist. He don't want me out on the street anyway, trying to hold a man down when I was really holding myself down. You know, but he said, don't let your friends get you in trouble you can't get yourself out of. Don't let your friends get you in trouble you can't get yourself out of. I remember that night clear as day. So then he asked me, son, are you gonna be able to get home? I was like, yes, sir. He said, where do you live? I said, man, I stay right around the corner. I'm 2-3 blocks away. I'll be just fine. I stay like 10-15 miles away. But he didn't need to know that. I stay right around the corner. So he was like, well, I'm gonna let you go. And if I hear anything about a red Ford Fiesta being pulled over on the radio, I'm gonna call them and I'm gonna tell them check the vehicle. And you're going to jail for driving under the influence, drinking underage, and possession of drugs. Does anybody know what happens when you get a drug charge?
It's a felony.
It's felony, even possession. 10 to 15 years. Also, if you want to go to college and you got a drug charge on you, you're not eligible for federal student aid. So you're not eligible to get student loans. You're not eligible to get the Pell Grant. You got to pay for college on your own. And I'm getting Pell Grants, I'm getting scholarships, I'm getting all of this. I'm about to lose all of this. But I tell you what, I sobered up at that moment and I got home. And I stand here today in front of you guys. I'm not in jail like my cousin, and I'm doing pretty decent in life.